Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday with me, Bardon, where we play Sunless Sea. Now, last time we were in pretty dire straits in that we've only got um, two supplies left, but it's really only one because we're going to lose the first one pretty quickly. But we do have a new option, which is to visit the university. So hopefully that's going to be something good for us. Visit the university. The university has an inexhaustible appetite for secrets, sea specimens, and other tidbits of esoteric lore. Provide a secret to prove yourself worthy of entry. Find secrets by locating locations of interest or in foreign ports. Okay, so let's see what this does for us. Okay, we've lost one secret. We gained 1 pages. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He explains, teeth glinting. The alarming scholar. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least. A creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly is it her? Appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary to keep is it his? Razor sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah, yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought for me? If you have any knowledge items that the scholar will buy, they'll appear below. So we can sell a memory of distant shores, we can sell a Z story, and I think that's probably it. Yeah, so let's see what we're going to get for these. So memory of distant shores. We've lost 1 memory of distant shores and we gain 1 echo, or we gain 10 echoes. And our favor with the antiquarian is increasing. Okay, and let's sell our Z story as well. You've lost 1 Z story. You've gained 10 echoes. New total 25. Okay, so now we got 25 echoes, which means we can go to the shop and we can buy 1 supplies. Okay, so now we're up to 3. So it means we can take on a short journey at the moment. So let's have a look at some of the other stuff we have available here. So Rose's Wharf we don't need at the moment. The dark spectacled, you've been ushered into his office off Mansion's Pyre, a cramped room. So let's see what this is. The dark spectacled admiral, you're ushered into his office off Mansion's Pyre, a cramped room with a vast desk. He surveys you across that desk. Ah, yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. The admiral will purchase intelligence from you. So do we have any intelligence? So we can submit our reports. We can ask what he needs and we can return. So I think we've already submitted our reports. Yeah, we have. Okay. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's ask what he needs and see what he says. Visit a port and we'd be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and we'd be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We'll pay you well, don't worry. You understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. His lip curls. What's left of it. Okay, and I think that's us done with him. Okay, so let's go back here. The rose market probably is nothing for us as usual. Yeah. We got London. You're a real Z captain after all. So what does this do? You're a real sailor now after all. You could go to one of those tobacco and prey places by the docks. but the prices at Clattermounts are reasonable, and his daughters are real artists. Well, what sign will you choose? The Dauntless Hand. Commemorate your daring. This will increase your irons by 2 permanently and cure up to 24 points of terror. So I definitely don't need that. Commemorate your Sailor skills. This will increase your veils by 2 permanently and cure up to 25 points of terror. The Unflinching Eye. So we can't get any of those. Remain unblemished, so we're going to do that for the moment. With no real choice. But our terror is gone. You have no ink. You have no need of ink or needles. Your skin is your own, and so is your destiny. Okay, and I think we pretty much, we've pretty much exhausted what we can do here in London. So what we're probably going to have to do is to set sail and maybe head to the sisters again and see if we can do something there. So let's do that now. Let's check our map. So we need to be kind of going north and north and east. Well, once we get around the headland here. So fuel wise we're fine. It's just in terms of our supplies that we're really struggling. I'm hoping we can get there, get a quick port report and bring it back to London. We haven't been there for a while, so I'm not too sure how long it is between visits that you should generally leave, but we're closing in on Hunter's Keep now anyway. So what has the logbook said? The air trembles, a breath of change passes. Okay, so I'm not sure what that does. Okay, let's get around here and up to the dock. If we're lucky enough to get there before we need to eat, and then they do offer us to dine with them, we might actually save a supply, which would be great. Let's cut the engine and dock. Okay, Hunter's Keep. Luncheon. So again, we got a choice of the sisters. So last time we lunched with Cynthia. So let's see. Let's first of all reconnoiter the island because that's going to give us our port report. Okay. And then do we want... Let's try Lucy just to see what her story is. A daft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially. A complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all of the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave. The wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. Okay, that's all for now. So we gained 1 supply, which is great. We lost all of our hunger. And we have the God of the Z Stone's attention. Okay, so that's good. So I think that's us done in Hunter's Keep. Let me just make sure that's the case. Yeah, not receiving visitors. Okay. So now let's make our way back to London. Let's turn our lights off as well. Seems we got no terror at the moment. And just make sure we're going pretty much the right way. I think we need to cut more south or to avoid the jutting headland. And hopefully our fear doesn't go up too high. Okay, so we discovered Low Barnet and we got 30 fragments, which is good. Eventually that's going to be the fragments add up to a memory, and then we can sell that. So let's cut our engine and yep, okay. Okay, so the revenue men are here again and they leave. Okay, let's collect messages from the harbour master. So nothing really, which isn't surprising. We've only been away for a short while. We have a little gift now. This is the one I was talking about before, where we're going to have to do a favor for this guy at some stage. But we do really have to speak to him. But let's go to our lodgings first. We can't read the papers yet. So let's go back to that guy and speak to him. A very fine evening to you, Captain. My, what you might call, mentor is very fond of adventurous sea captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call a dispensation, on account of he is so fond of sea captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray piled with fuel and supplies. Accept the dispensation. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold, or come back later. It would be embarrassing to have to leave it on the dock. Inquire further. Who is this patron? Is there a catch? Well, there definitely is a catch. Refuse. Too good to be true. Well, it is too good to be true, but we're not really at a point to refuse, so we're going to take it. A courteous nod. Well, my patron hopes that you find these little gifts to your liking, and he expects that perhaps someday you might choose to call on him in the Medusa's head. Should that day come, he will make you very welcome and give you any safe conduct what you might require. Good evening to you. He salutes and is gone. So we've got 10 fuel and we've got 5 supplies. We've accepted his proposal, and we now have 1 menace's suspicion. Okay. Now let's go to, let's go to London. So visit the Rose Market. Again, there's probably nothing. No, there's nothing. I have to stop doing that because there's generally nothing that we can do there. Let's go to the Admiral. Let's submit our port report. Oh, did we not get one? I thought we got one when we went to the sisters. Ah, yes, we did. Okay. So we've got 5 echoes. And our favors remain unchanged at 3. And we got 1 fuel. Okay. Let's see if the alarming scholar has anything for us. No. We can't do anything at lodgings. Okay, so that's it for now. So I think what we're going to have to do now is to find a new port somewhere. So it might be an idea to... Let's see. If we head towards... Let me think now. If we head around here and south, or do I want to go further this way? Let's just go further east and see what we find. We've really got nothing to lose at the moment, so let's set sail and just go straight east and see what happens. Really what we need to do now is to quickly find maybe a couple of new ports, get some port reports, bring them back, and then use the echoes from those to help us basically slowly build up our supplies a bit more. Okay, so our logbook, nothing particularly interesting. The air trembles, a breath of change passes. Okay, so we're going to knock our lights off for the moment. Chair is going to climb, but we need to, although fuel isn't really our biggest concern, I still want to conserve it because it's hard enough struggling with supplies to then have to worry about fuel onto it as well. So there's something over here, so let's send out the Zebat. Okay, so there's definitely something there. It's just maybe it's not close enough for the Zebat to find. Okay, now let's try again. So what is this area here? Let's turn a light on. Labyrinth of eels. So we've discovered that, which is good. Oh, there's a big shark over there. Don't look this way, buddy. Let's get ourselves through here. So I guess we can't dock here, whatever this place is. So let's go south and see what's down here. Okay, there's a big monster. That's what's down there. Okay, so let's try and avoid him. I don't think we'd last too long in a fight with that guy. And now we can cut south again through the fog. Send our Zebat out. Okay, so there's something. Okay. Oh, almost crashed into it. So what does it say? Sorry, 1 second. I'm having trouble reading this here because it's grayed out. Pigmote Isle is some distance to the south. Oh, it's gone off now. It's some distance to the southeast. Click the market on your map. Okay, so... Oh, didn't need to do that. So the first thing I want to do is back up. And then turn a bit. And then... So let's start heading southeast. Hopefully that thing doesn't see us. Let's make our way around this particular island. Send out another Zbat. Okay, some distance to the east, so let's go east. So this looks like it here. Far off, very far off, someone screams. Maybe they met that big crab thing. So where do we need to go to make port here? Ah, there we go. Pigmote Isle. Okay, and let's cut our engines. And we should drift in, or maybe not. Okay, now we can dock. On a lonely desert beach. There is no habitation in sight, no market, only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth, from which sprout stunted palms, not quite tall fungal growths, with frond-like caps, as if someone has sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Disembark, see what awaits you. Well, nothing else to do. War. As you step on the quay, you hear clamour, shouts, and shooting. You can see off in the distance smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. Okay, well, let's approach them. Literary interlude. The following is an extract from the popular diary of a sea captain from London. To Iram and what we did there before we arrived. Watched the shore on Mutton Island and subsequently serialized in the unexpurgated Gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. The tale of Pigmote Island, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Okay, so let's go. Chapter 1. The figures were rodents to my left. To my left was a Rutus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. Welcome, Captain, to Ratstar. Excuse me. Welcome, Captain, to Ratstar Island. I am Edgar, second chief engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade, I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat stepped back at precisely the same moment. With what appeared to be the ease of long habit, the guinea pig scuttled forward and made a desultory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devaux Swinch, of the Blackwater Swinches, Seneschal to our King Graceknaw, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. So we're going to have to make a choice between these two guys. But as we're out of time here for the moment, that's a choice we're going to have to make next time. If you have enjoyed this particular episode, please consider subscribing, liking, and posting a comment. And I really do hope to see all of you next time. Goodbye.